Morning guys, Wednesday the 3rd of November. Bit rain, well, bit raining, grey, wet, bit cool, but it's not bad. Could be a lot colder. To be fair, it's not too windy. And I think it's the wind that often really adds to it. So, and those of you who saw my post previous, I've got my waterproof jacket on with the hood, so I'm better prepared. I was thinking, there was something that had been highlighted recently, and I think, when you think, in somebody's relationship that thought they'd got through a challenging, difficult time, but then a similar issue or challenge keeps raising its head time and time again, and just when you thought it had gone away, it's there again. And I do think that, particularly, any relationship, but I think people have been together for a significant period of time. I think a lot of challenges will potentially come along, and I think sometimes people need a little bit more help and support, need more neutrality or more objectivity to enable people to voice what's concerning them, what's worrying them, what perhaps they're not letting go of, to be able to enable the relationship to truly move forward. And I find that really frustrating, because in some respects I think for some people it would be way more productive if they actually sought some support and help a lot earlier on. And I know so many people who experience challenges and difficulties and then will sort of say, oh no, it's okay, we don't need support or help, we don't need to see a therapist or a coach or a counsellor, we can sort it, we can do it ourselves, and that may be the case at times, but I also think in lots of other cases, if they haven't been able to really work through, sort through, be honest about what needs to be resolved and really truly let go of to move forward, then I think those challenges and issues can keep resurfacing, and I really have come to, well, I've always believed this anyway, I think, but I think more and more it's like, for the sake of somebody's relationship together in terms of moving forward and all the potential that it can bring, it's like, why not do that, and I think there's all sorts of things that people allow to get in the way. For some people it's a case of, oh no, sort of stiff upper lip. We don't need that. That's actually acknowledging that we have an issue or a problem, as opposed to, okay, we know there's something we need to deal with and sort, and actually we're stronger for it. We're doing something about that, because there's no handbook that comes along with. Well, there are books out there, yeah, but do you know what I mean? You're not born with a template of how to deal with relationships. And as I'm sure most people are aware, your upbringing, your template from your key carers, your other life experiences, influence and affect what you take into relationships. And so sometimes, actually, to work that through with a professional who can be more objective, and perhaps the couple, they can also enable them to consider, really sort of look at, well, what are the dynamics that perhaps play out in that relationship because of their the two people, and what are the values, what are their previous experiences that affect and influence how they behave. And I think that's quite important, to be able to build a solid sort of relationship. And I think that if people are open and prepared to do that, I actually think for many people in relationships, I think that will enable them to understand themselves and each other better, and I think they can come out a lot stronger as well. And that doesn't just mean, I'm talking initially about, I suppose, more intimate relationships, but equally that can also include relationships with mothers and daughters, fathers and sons, mothers and sons, fathers and daughters. So it's really any level of significant relationship that you believe is so fundamentally important in your life that it's worth seeking some support and help. It's not a weakness, if anything, because I said it creates, I think, more of a strength and awareness and understanding. And also, if through doing that process people decide maybe this relationship isn't going to continue in the way it is, or the way they would like, then actually they hopefully learn a lot more about how to perhaps reflect on, be different, deal with the next type of relationship they go into, so they're not repeating perhaps some of the same sort of behaviours or responses. And I think sometimes as well, people's say ego gets in the way. Also sometimes people see it as something's happening in a relationship, and some of the trust is lost, then I think people can almost see it as a reflection on themselves, that somehow they failed, they weren't they weren't good enough for the other person, they weren't up to the mark, so to speak, and that's I don't think that's a healthy way of looking at it, because at the end of the day it takes certainly more than one person to make a relationship work. So yeah, my sort of encouragement really for people, I think particularly, more so than ever, I think with the current stresses and the sort of COVID situation, I think that can exacerbate people's worries and concerns, perhaps at times about loss of jobs, redundancies, money, impact on rent, mortgage, paying the bills, etc. Those things can exacerbate and almost you know, bring other things to the fore. I think when people start to get quite narky and stressed about some of those things, then unresolved issues can often come to the fore as well. So I think if people are considering or in that situation when thinking, do you know what, I think it'd be good for us to be able to consider seeing someone about working this through so that we can move forward in a more fulfilling way, then I would say you've got nothing to lose. Yeah, something might cost your time, a bit of money, but if you really want that relationship to work, well, I believe every relationship requires some level of sacrifice, whatever that looks like. Sometimes you gotta weigh up the costs and the benefits and really look at what you want out of it. So that's my reflection for this morning, guys. Have the rest of a tutti fruity, thought provoking Tuesday, and shall see you later, guys. Take care, bye.